Hey everybody, what's going on? This is Ken Susi here, and welcome to another Fishman Takeover. I'm here just hanging out. It is Wednesday. I wanted to see if I could go on at a later time. 4 o'clock seemed pretty appropriate to me. But anyway, before we get going, guys, head over to www.fishman.com. Head over, check out all the cool stuff that we have. Amplification, MIDI pickups, Fluence, all the stuff that I'm going to be talking about on this stream. Right here, let's see. Let me also show you this really cool site. All right, here we go. Sorry, let me pan over. Head over also to fishmanstore.com, where you can see all this cool swag. You can see down here, right here in the bottom. All right, you got t-shirts, you've got beanie hats. Everything You Hear Is True Fluence shirts. Go all the way down to the Everything You Hear Is True podcast. Over here to the left, you could see that you could buy any type of Fishman, Fluence, humbucker, or set right here. And also one of my favorite spots too is the accessories page. You can see that you have wires, cables, all this cool stuff. Slip covers for amplifiers, 2-bass band EQ, Fluence standard pots. Let's go to the second page. Wires, anything you would need, extra covers, batteries, lithium ion, just everything you would ever want. We have it right here at the fishmanstore.com. And guys, head over to, I'm currently broadcasting live right now across the Fishman socials. You got Twitch, you have the Fishman Facebook, you also have my own personal Lord of the Rigs YouTube page, and not to mention my own personal Facebook. So feel free, if you're watching on Instagram right now, you can surely come over and ask me any questions. This is definitely a time for you to come reach out to me, talk to me about gear or Fluence products, anything that you may have questions about. But so anyway, I like to put all your questions up on the screen so I can basically entertain them. So I hope you guys all pop in. So I'm gonna play a song. In this particular guitar right now, this is the M1 ESP Custom. It is a 1987 reissue in a crackle finish. What you see here in the bridge is a modern ceramic humbucker. This is a regular standard modern ceramic, but I put a Stephen Carpenter glow-in-the-dark line across it. I am currently playing in voice 1. I have a mini toggle down here, and if I slip it down, it is in voice 2. If I pull this up, I get a negative 6 of gain reduction. So that's pretty cool. So again, ask me anything you want. I'm going to jam a little bit. I just got back from tour with a band called As I Lay Dying, and since then I've been in the office. Working at Fishman every day, and this is a song I just learned, and we haven't played this on tour yet as a band, but this one is called Meaning and Tragedy. Guys, that was Meaning and Tragedy by As I Lay Dying. That dive bomb kind of knocked my low C out. But yes, all right, finally we get some people here. Chris, what's going on? I'm late to the party, but I'm here now. Let's go, Susi. Thank you so much. Charles is also here. Good meeting you in, what? Oh, Krawczyk. Yes, that's awesome. Yeah, man. Thank you so much for popping in. Everyone, thank you for watching on Instagram. And I'm currently broadcasting again on the Fishman Twitch, Fishman Facebook, also my own personal Lord of the Rigs page, and what else? My personal Facebook. If you want to ask me any questions on Instagram, just head over to my live stream right now on Lord of the Rigs on YouTube, or you can find me on where I just all the platforms that I just said. But yeah, I wanna post everybody's questions right up on the screen. So a lot of people have been asking me lately. And we're going to head over to this page right here. Of course, my window is not currently, you're not seeing me on the camera. Sorry, hold on, everyone. Let me get you going. Boom, there I am. All right, cool. That was John Campbell. This is Jen Majira. I am seeing Lamb of God tonight, so I'm pretty excited. Also seeing Killswitch Engage and Suicide Silence. All Fluence players. So great. So anyway, what do we have that's out that's new? Fluence Custom Series Thomas McRockland pickup set in purple and in black. Pretty cool. Let me show you real quick. This is Thomas McRockland. If you don't know who he is, check him out. He runs the school McRock. He's also a super great prolific songwriter and guitar player, Steve Vai's prodigy. But anyway, right here you have black pickups, the PRF CC6 TR2, and then you get the PRF CC6 TP2, and it's a custom series pickup, so that means it's just a slight deviation from a standard classic pickup. Same voicings in voice 1 and voice 2. Let me scroll down over here. Voice 1, PAF, right? Voice 2, clean, airy, chimey, vocal mid-range, tight lows. I like to say that's more of an aggressive tone. It's overwound. And then voice 3, this is where the differences lie. Thomas McRockland added kind of more of a hyper-extended range in the high end to his pickups because he liked them very hi-fi. So that just came out. And what else just came out? Oh, the questions are pouring in, guys. Absolutely love it. Thank you. I'm going to post them up on the screen in a second. Fluence Custom Series Ryan Bruce pickups. Brand new pickups. Ryan, when I say pickups, he has a custom series as well. But it is only one bridge pickup. Ryan does that because he likes to use classic neck pickups. He likes to use the SSA pickup for a single width. He likes the modern. But basically, Ryan Bruce loves two sets of pickups, two sounds within our sets of pickups that we currently sell in our core product line. One is a modern humbucker. So he has a modern humbucker sound right here in the bridge for voice 1. He asked if we could shelf off a lot more high frequency tilt, roll off some of the high end. More than what's already on that pickup, and we totally did it for him. So there's two modes that you could play in voice 1. Voice 2 is a slightly modified Will Adler bridge pickup. But as you can see, this isn't like a normal modern series. It looks kind of like a classic, but underneath the hood, you have a hybrid magnet configuration. This is ceramic. So in here, right through here, is right where we have a blade magnet that goes straight across, and then right here you see these pole pieces right there. So Ryan Bruce plays with Drag Dunder, very famous YouTuber, has a review channel. Ryan's one of the best guys in the industry. So that's kind of like what we got going on right now as far as new products go. I hope you guys enjoy that. Let me see. Stefan's writing in. Great. Greets from Austria. Finally made it. Yes. Brenton, Love on Earth. Ken, been a fan since the Zombie Autopilot video. That's so great. Thank you so much for showing up. Just wanted to say I saw you in Ozfest '06 and you guys were the sickest and stage show was crazy. Bear bong, cigars, etc. You were my favorite going in, and I was that much more of a fan going out. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Randy, what's going on? How you doing? Zach is writing. What up, Ken? Glad you guys made it back from made it back safe from your tour. It was awesome meeting you in Wichita. You guys sounded killer. Just curious, are you still using Kemper in any situation? No, I don't use any Kempers. Haven't used a Kemper in a while. Excuse me. Yeah, sorry. I do not use Kemper. I used Kemper back like very a long time ago, where there was no other option. When there was no other option to get a good mic sound out of the front house. I didn't like micing cabs on stage because I bumped into them, and also they just didn't sound great because they weren't in an isolated environment. I did find Kemper back then, and it was pretty cool, but since then, there's so many better units out there, and there are far better IRs that you could use too as well. I use a 2-notes. I absolutely love 2-notes going through a real guitar head. And the reason why I do that is because I can play a real live guitar head through a guitar cabinet, but I can also send a signal that goes direct, and it sounds just like my studio. Absolutely amazing sound. How to explain it? Yeah, it just outputs two things at once. One's a direct signal that I capture a cabinet. I made an IR of my cabinet inside of my studio that sounds phenomenal, and then I just have the tone that's going out to the cab, and I also wear in-ears. So what you saw in Wichita was just me using two 5150 EVH3s from Fender or EVH, going through a 2-notes, going right to the front house. So I'm glad you like the I'm glad you like the tone. Just watched Fluff's rig rundown, and he talks about these good stuff. Yeah, he loves his pickups. Hey, if you have any questions on Instagram right now, head over to the live stream, and I'll put your questions right up on screen. I am doing that for awareness, so if you have any questions, just head over. Chris is writing, are you going to keep playing with As I Lay Dying after the release of their new album? It may be cool if you did. There's no future plans right now with me continuing with As I Lay Dying, but they have made some statements online that have stated, that they wanted to keep this particular lineup as long as they could or indefinitely. There hasn't really been any conversations, but I stepped in to fill in with As I Lay Dying. Trying to think. In 2019, they had a guitar player swap where Nick left the band, and they asked me to fill in for a short period of time, and I did a few tours with them, and it was absolutely amazing. And I'm currently taking a hiatus from Unearth. I don't know when or if I will return. So I'm kind of a free agent right now, and I'm just enjoying playing music and hanging out with my friends. So the As I Lay Dying thing was real fun, though. I gotta say, we played in front of great crowds, and the band was really cool. Love all the members of the band. Tim and Phil I've known for a very long time. They're great people. And Nick Pierce played, who also left Unearth, and he played drums on that particular tour. Actually, both tours. And Ryan Neff from a band called Miss May I. I never met him before. Never even talked to him. But I always heard good things about that band. I saw them play once. But anyway, Ryan Neff was a really, really cool dude. Definitely a friend now, but it was really great meeting him and playing on stage with him on the same side of the stage. First guitar with Fishman Fluence Modern this year, and they have blown my mind. Thank you so much. Fluence Moderns are great. Let's talk a little bit about Fluence Moderns real quick. Modern humbuckers are the pickups that I basically use every single time that every time you see me with my signature guitar or a custom guitar, 9 times out of 10 I'm using a Modern Series humbucker. They come in black plastic, black nickel, gold, brushed stainless, regular nickel. They're really great pickups. If you like, consistent, a consistent like active tone, which Voice 1 provides. It's very clear, high def, noiseless, very versatile. Voice 2 is just absolutely amazing. Voice 2 is a passive sound. It's an overwhelm passive sound, and I guarantee it's really sad because, I was good friends with Dimebag Darrell, but it's the closest thing that I could say is like very close to like a Dimebucker, but it's like on steroids. And I think Dime would have really liked these. I wish I could have showed him them. But yeah, that's kind of how that's what I use. That's what a lot of people use. I also really like the Classic series humbuckers. I think they're really phenomenal. The Classic humbuckers look like this. They have metal covers. We also have open core, the open core design, which I can also show you. But the metal covers are pretty cool. And then you have this right here. Then you have the open core design, black, zebra, white, reverse zebra. But yeah, I love these pickups. I actually really love using Voice 2 on the Classic series. PAF really doesn't, it's not my sound. It's not what I necessarily gravitate towards. But for those people who are PAF, like true PAF fanatics, these pickups are phenomenal. Voice 1, again, PAF, Voice 2, overwound muscular sound. And Voice 3 is independent, untethered Voice 3 split coil sound that is... yeah, it's unbelievable. So, yeah, those are the pickups that I use. I'm glad you found the Moderns. I think we make a lot of good pickups, and just check them all out. Do you use custom pickups? I personally do not. I am on the development team for all the Fluence products. No matter what we make, I'm there in the voicing sessions. So they're all my babies. I use in certain applications. I'll use different pickups, but I've used Javier's pickups before. I really like Javier Reyes' pickups. I've used Devin Townsend's pickups before. I've used Will Adler's pickups before in certain applications. But mainly I stick with Moderns for this particular type of music. But the Greg Koch Tele set is amazing. I use that all the time in the studio when I want to do some clean stuff. It sounds unbelievable. But yeah. I mean, I have used custom pickups. But I don't have any with Fishman. I use the core line. Let's see. I'm good. Glad to be here. What do you think of Omen's Lamb's new album? I haven't heard it. I'm sorry. I actually haven't. I must be behind the times. Joel, what's going on? Hey, Ken. Since Javier Reyes says that the gold LTD 8-string Strat has been playing on tour is going to be available sometime, does that mean that the single with 7/8 string pickups are coming? No, not necessarily. We haven't had a incredible demand for 7 and 8 string single coils. They are featured in Tosin Abasi's, some of Tosin Abasi's guitars, and they are also featured in Javier's potential new guitar. But I don't know about the release date for that guitar. I haven't heard anything about Javier's guitar actually coming out. I'm sure they'll release it because it's a great guitar. But until there's a serious need, we probably won't make them because it's definitely a lot of money in development. I would love to release them at some point, and we will. But as of right now, it's not on the horizon. And the ones that are being made currently right now for those guitars are hand-built samples right from our engineering department. So it's not like we have them in mass production. But maybe someday soon, it would be cool. They're really great. And if there was more guitars with an HSS or an HSH configuration for 7 and 8 string, I would absolutely love to release that. What am I playing through today? I'm playing through my European rig, which I like to call it that because it's easy to be transported. I have a HX Stomp as my effects and tuning, and then down here is my Quad Cortex. I think that the Quad Cortex sounds great. I know I was talking a little bit about Kemper. I think the Quad Cortex is much better of a unit than the Kemper stuff. So that's my personal opinion, but check it out for yourself. That is what I'm playing through. Oh, also my ESP LTD M1 Custom 1987 reissue. They sent me this in crackle finish. I'm using a ceramic modern pickup with a Stephen Carpenter cover, so it glows in the dark. But currently I'm playing in Voice 1. So that's my full signal chain. Hey guys, just joined. Has Ken answered yet if he'll be working with As I Lay Dying in the future? Curious if they are done or looking for another guitar player. Jack, I was, as I said earlier, I was invited to play with As I Lay Dying a long time ago. In 2019 when Nick Hippa left the band, and I was just supposed to do a tour with them, but it actually worked out that I had more time since I am currently on hiatus with Unearth. I don't know if or when I will be coming back, but I'm definitely just enjoying my time and playing with my friends, and the As I Lay Dying tour was really, really great, and it was a fun gig. So we'll see if, they invite me back for more stuff, but it seems like there was a really great vibe on stage between all of us, and I had a lot of fun. So yeah, I'd be open to playing with them full time if they'll have me, and if there's any other bands out there that need a guitar player and a guitar player for hire, I'm around for now. I'm not As I Lay Dying probably won't be doing too many shows until they have a new record out, so we'll see how that goes. Yeah, never mind, I touched it. Yeah, sorry, Jack. I'm sure you can't speak for them, Ken, but do you think they will be continuing making music with another guitar player? Phil, now, it's interesting. I think they've said this a number of times, but I'll reiterate it for them, and I don't know if I'm disclosing too much information, but from what I understand, the songwriting has actually been a lot of Phil Scrosso in As I Lay Dying. He is a monster guitar player. If you didn't know, I think he's a great guitar player, and he's an excellent songwriter. I don't believe the other guys wrote too much, but I know that he and Josh collaborated on the last record, but, and Tim has definitely collaborated too. I know he can riff, so I think Phil and Tim have kind of been writing together for the past 20 years. I think Josh definitely had something to do with the last record, but for the most part, that's been the combination. So everything that you know and love about As I Lay Dying, from what I understand, is the guys that are currently still in the band. So I don't think you'll be disappointed in the new music and the new direction, because it's not going to be necessarily new. If anything, if they ask me to write, or if they ask Nick Pierce to join, or Ryan Neff, I'm sure they'll be adding their influences in. But if not, I mean, the band makes great music with the current lineup that's currently there, even though a few members left. But the band is really strong. The guys are really great. There's a lot of laughs, a lot of people having a good time. It's definitely I could definitely tell by having been on tour with them in the past and the current tour that we were on, that everyone's a little more looser and open and happy to see each other. So it's really cool. It's really cool. So I hope they need a writer for the new record. I'd love to participate. I have not read anything about your and Nick's reasoning for leaving Unearth. Are there musical differences in the direction of the band that's going? I'll let Nick speak to his reasons as to why he departed ways from the band. But I think Nick has a certain perspective and a certain history with us that lasted longer than any other drummer that Unearth's ever had. So he was in the band for, I think, 10 years or so. So I know he has there's certain things that went down with him that for a reason that why he wanted to leave. So I can't really disclose too much about what his feelings are, because I'd rather let him speak to it. But for me, I left because I love the guys. I started the band in 1997. I was playing in a band called .04 with Buzz, and at the time, that band was doing well, but it wasn't working out for me, and I was gonna start another project. And I said to Buzz, I'm gonna start playing 7-string, and I wrote a few of these songs and some things, and I want to pursue that. And Buzz was on board, and we got rid of the singer at the time and kept the nucleus of .04, which was Mike Rudberg, Chris Rover Rybicki, and myself and Buzz. And Trevor didn't join till later when we put out a EP. I found him later when he was in a band called Second Division. But anyway, not to get long-winded about this, there's certain things that I had envisioned for the band from the beginning, and certain things that you say to yourself, I will not do, or I want to do, or I don't want to do. And I want to do things out of the love of the music and keeping the name solid, I felt that I just didn't believe in the philosophy of the approach of what we were currently doing and how we were doing it, and they had a different perspective, and they're currently out pursuing it right now, and I absolutely love the band, and there's no animosity, and I love the guys. I absolutely love every single one of them, and it was really just a philosophy differences. And to be totally honest with you, a band, just so people know, a band is like a marriage, and sometimes if you don't agree, things get difficult, and sometimes marriages break up or get divorced. Or another good analogy is if you're on a sports team and you've got, say it's a hockey team, and you got like 20 players, and one of your best players or one of the players that's on the first or second line doesn't agree with the coaching philosophy or the direction that the team's going in, usually you'll see teams make trades for different players and putting one player into a situation or another. And for me, that was kind of what happened. I just really, I had a certain perspective and a certain mindset of how I think we should be proceeding forward, and they thought otherwise. And if you're not all in, it's tough to get in the van for 8-10 hours at a time every single day. It's tough to play certain types of shows when you said, like I personally didn't want to play this kind of show or that kind of show, and they did. So I think that the band is gonna be great. They are great. I've seen them twice. I think they're gonna pursue on without me for a while. I hope to reconvene with them at another time at a later date. Maybe 3 months, 3 years, I don't know. But I will say that Unearth is my baby, and it was a band that I started, and I love everything that I've done with the band. And until some things get sorted out, I probably won't be rejoining. And it's cool. I mean, they've got they got a new lineup. They got Mike Justin back, who's a great guy. They got Chris O'Toole, who's been in the band for a few years. That's really gung-ho about the new approach. And you got Pete playing guitar, who used to fill in with Buzz a long time ago, and now he's filling in for me. So but they still play, they still do their thing. I think they're currently out on tour right now with Madball, and that's fun. Like, it's good for them. I'm psyched for them. Let's see. Joel is writing, thanks for answering as always. The single width set on my Fret King Strat sounds good. Would be cool to get some extended range Fluence's singles, but I understand it's not for everyone. Yeah, I know. It's like everyone says the same thing. It's like, how much of a commitment do people have towards extended range single widths? And I would love to release it, but the masses haven't really stuck to it yet. So it's always would have been good. And someday we'll get there. But currently we have bigger projects that we're working on, and you'll totally know why I can't move forward with that project yet, because there's other huge projects that we have coming, and I think you'd be so happy with what we're going to put out in the next year or 2 years. So if they pop up, they pop up, and if we could squeeze them in, we will. But you'll see. There's some good stuff happening with Fluence right now. At Alcatraz Fest, you gave me one of your picks. Are those .88 Tortexes or whatever they're called? I don't know. I use Dunlop Greens. I think that's a .88. I'm sure you guys can answer, but it is a .88. Hey, everyone who's watching on Instagram right now, please send me your questions over here at the Lord of the Rigs YouTube, or hop on the Fishman Twitch or Facebook. Ask me any question that you want. I will put it up on the screen. So anyone who's on Instagram right now, please head over and do so. But again, this is my pick. This is the Ken Susi pick, has a couple chicks on it and myself. But yeah, it is a Dunlop Green, whatever that is. And I good friends with Dimebag Darrell back in the day, and had this cool pointy. He used to sharpen his picks to a point, but I just have mine. They actually make them that way now, so I don't have to do some extra work in order to get my pick super sharp. And I like it too because when I play string skipping and all that kind of stuff, for me and the way I pick it, it just I don't know, I hit pinch harmonics better, I hit everything better. Is Swivel still active? Yeah, I mean, I just hung out with Noelle, the singer, the other day, and I just had a long conversation for like an hour and a half with the bass player, Carissa, about music in general. So yeah, we're currently pursuing a drummer. We're looking for a drummer, but we are going to release our album, and I'm really proud of it. I really, really, really like it. Ken, what pickup would be closest to a Stephen Carpenter 6-string pickup in the lineup now? And would it be possible to get that pickup made just for me? The Stephen Carpenter, honestly, you can, I understand that, you know, it was a limited edition release where Steph doesn't necessarily play 6-string, so we released him for a short period of time when the product came out. But, and I know it's hard to see my awesome pickup in the guitar, but yes. Anyway, all I'm gonna say to you is that you should get a 6-string modern ceramic bridge pickup, or put it in the bridge, and that is the closest thing to a Steph Carpenter that we have. I mean, Steph really likes the modern series pickups, but he actually added a little bit more note definition by kind of, there's like a mid-range frequency that's poking up there. So he added a little more pick attack, but it's totally, I bet if you played them back to back, you would notice the difference, but it's not entirely super big. But and also Steph added more gain to the passive voice, so it's more output. Am I finished tracking your parts for the new Unearth record? To be totally honest with you, I handed over 4 songs to the Unearth camp for pre-production. I tracked all of them. I heard through the grapevine, through management, that one of the songs made the record. So I am featured on 1 song on the new Unearth record. Other than that, I couldn't tell you what the songs sound like, how it's mixed. I wasn't in the studio for the recording. I wasn't involved in this particular record. So that's all I can tell you. I just have 1 song that's featured on the record, and the rest is the band without me. So yeah. So technically I had an easy gig. I had to record 1 song and that was it. But thanks for asking. Did the drummer that lived near you not work out for Swivel? You mentioned that a couple weeks ago. We did talk, and she's awesome. She's absolutely awesome. She's a great player. She's Rudy Sarzo's niece, believe it or not. Fluence bass. Rudy is a Fluence endorser. Quiet Riot, Aussie. You'll know him from all those bands. But she's amazing. I hope. Yeah, we're courting her for sure. We would love to have her in Swivel. Let's see if it works out. Maybe in October we're supposed to jam. Did you ever think social media is the only way to get yourself out there as a dedicated metal guitarist? I don't really know any local metal musicians to write with, but dream of playing on a big stage. That's awesome. I mean, you should definitely. Social media is a great vehicle for artists to get recognized. So if you're on TikTok, if you're on Facebook or Instagram or wherever you're making the most noise, people seem to take notice, especially if you go viral. I personally don't think it's awesome for certain artists that, do reviews or get noticed for shredding. But it stinks because I used to go to VFW halls and see bands play, and I was always at a club and enjoying music and seeing it in the context of a band. And I think too, it's like you see a lot of guitar players and they're really, really good, but they've never played on stage before, but they have a big social presence and following. So I'm definitely an advocate for, find your own path. I don't think either one is good or bad. I think they're both great. This is 2022, so people can get famous any which way they want. Twitch, whatever, wherever you're brought, Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook, whatever, YouTube. So yeah, just go viral, get viral, try to jam with people, try to jam with everybody. That's until you find the right dynamic and the right players within a project, I think that would be pretty cool. Like that's how you get there. And get it dreaming of playing on a big stage is awesome. Not everybody gets there in life, but you gotta keep pushing, keep striving for greatness, That's my best advice that I can give you. If you had to design another signature guitar and you couldn't use the same colors, same modern pickups or hardware, how would you spec it? Okay, so interesting question. If it was, I'm just gonna stick with ESP. So because I'm an ESP endorser, I'm just gonna stick with like the models that they make. But my particular guitar is built off of something very similar to this, where it's an M body, it's an M style body. I really do like the M, so I would probably go no pickguard. I'd probably go pickup ring like this for sure. I would love to do a crackle, that'd be amazing. But no, I would do some different things. If I couldn't use Fluence Moderns, I would use a Fluence Classic Voice 2 in the bridge for sure, or I would use a Javier Voice 1, or the hybrid Will Adler Voice 1. Those are my favorites. So any one of those pickups would be just fine. I would think I would do a white guitar. Maybe. I don't know. It depends, or a root beer roasted, was it maple? I would do something like that maybe. I don't know. It really just depends. I mean, to be totally honest with you, if I could, and I want to, I would love to do my particular guitar currently right now, off-white, white pickguard, kind of like a faded old school Ibanez Universe. So I don't know. I really like my guitar, but I would definitely stick with the ESP M style body or Horizon, most likely M, and I would just pick a color. I did mention white, so maybe gold flaked white. That would be pretty cool. And same frets, same everything that I currently like. If I couldn't use an Evertune bridge, I'd use Floyd Rose, but I really do like Evertune, so it's my favorite. Anyway, good question. I love playing make-believe there for a minute. Good real talk, Ken. Definitely hard to be in a band for 8 to 10 hours a day if your heart's not in the band or the project. Well, yes, that statement's partly right. 8 to 10 hours, a day in the van and looking at everybody and like seeing them and having had conversations or the communication, whether it's broken down or not or whatever, it's literally like a marriage. So if you're fighting, it's not fun. If you don't agree, it's not fun to sit quietly in a van for 8 hours or whatever, or whatever it is. It's totally fine. But my heart is in the band. My heart is in the back catalog. I mean, I put my heart and soul into the band, and to be honest with you, it got to a point with the guys where I had to leave. I had to step aside. There was no way around it. There was definitely no salvaging like me staying with the current situation. So I had to move forward, and I had to do what was right for me. And it's nothing against the guys. They again, as I said, I wish them the best. I'm rooting for them. They have a different trajectory. They have a thing that they're currently doing that they're picking certain shows to play. They're picking artwork, mixing the record, all the things that I'm not a part of or haven't been a part of in a little bit. So those are things that I loved in the past, but they really weren't. I really wasn't a part of them in the past couple of years. But definitely there was some things, there's some just stuff. There's stuff. Every band has stuff. But there's nothing bad. I don't dislike anybody, and the guys are awesome. They're the coolest. Like, I want to see them succeed, and I want to see them do it on the way they want to do it. For me, I have a different philosophy. And no offense, but I'm not right and I'm not wrong. So, and neither are them. So they, it's like no one knows what's going to happen. No one knows what the future is. But yeah, if they're in your town, go see them. Dino from Fear Factory once said that Fluence was actually developed by a Seymour Duncan employee before leaving to join Fishman. If this is true, boy, did they drop the ball, Fishman. So that is not true. There was a company that had the technology, and it's used in so many different applications for, you know, scientific purposes or other aspects of the world not beyond music. And they brought it to Seymour Duncan as a technology and said, hey, what do you think of this? And they ended up passing on it, but the person who worked there saw great value in it and thought it was a no-brainer, and ended up joining the Fishman team and in making the introduction. But there's so much that needed to happen in order to take that piece of technology and make it into a guitar pickup. And that's where Larry Fishman comes in. Larry Fishman, Frank Falbo, myself, John Eck, the great engineers at Fishman, the people a part of the development team. It took someone as great as Larry Fishman to recognize the technology and how good it was and bring it to fruition, you know. But anyway, Larry and our team worked side by side together to figure out how to make this technology into a pickup. So there's a lot of development work, and there's even some employees at Fishman that they invented things in order to see, you know, how the magnets interact with the strings, and just I wish I could go on and tell you all the secret stuff, but it wasn't like the pickup was done and when it was handed to a company. It was like, this is a prospect, this is a design of something, and you need to do the rest of the work. And Fishman was willing to do it, and I think it paid off greatly. So name the song. I don't know what. Sorry. If you could... Oh, the song on the record of Unearth. I don't... To be honest with you, I haven't heard the lyrics. I haven't heard the mix. I haven't even heard my guitar playing on it. I have no idea. Literally, I was left out of completely the process. So I have no idea what the album sounds like, what my song sounds like. I haven't been asked for approval of the song, so we'll see. We'll see what it sounds like when it comes out. If you could give someone trying to start a heavy metal / death metal / etc. Group, what would you tell them? I'm currently writing and producing and playing guitar and singing, and then some for the EP. So what would I give someone trying to start a heavy metal band? What would you tell them? I would say use all your, you know, social media platforms, VFW halls, local shows. Use it all to your advantage. Find a group of band members. It sounds like you're doing everything yourself, so find a group of band members that you get along with, and that everybody is all in, and the chemistry is good between all the players. Make sure you're very picky about that part, because if someday the band gets big, you have to live with all these people. And two, make sure the songs are good, and make sure they're quality. Never put on anything that you're not in love with. So, and if you do, make sure it's like, you know, track 8 or 9. But either way, I'm gonna say just work really hard. And all I can say is not everybody gets to become famous and play on big stages and stuff, but you could sure as hell try. And you know, just wake up every day, be motivated, and try your hardest. That's all I can say. That is what I've noticed in the middles and the pick attack. That is why I always wanted them. Yeah, Fluence is amazing. Yo, Ken, what up? Do you think Fishman's single coils for a Strat could work in a Mustang? A Fender Mustang. Yeah, of course. You might have to bury a 9-volt battery or one of our universal battery packs under the pickguard, because I know it's all top loaded. But of course it would work. It would sound absolutely amazing. What's been your favorite part about working as a producer? Do you feel it has improved your own writing and or recording process? No, it hasn't really improved my writing process, but I do get to see bands that are good, and certain dynamics of bands and certain approaches, which is really cool. Like when I worked with the Contortionist, I got to see their their workflow, and I thought it was pretty amazing. It was impressive, and I provided as much help as possible, and I helped write with them. As far as my own writing, no, it's easier for someone to hand me material that's almost done to produce, because at that point I don't have any emotional connection to the music, and it's easier for me to implement things into it. Whereas when I'm like married to a song, I don't necessarily, I don't. Sometimes I finish a full song. Sometimes I collaborate with Buzz or another guitar player. So yeah, it's a crapshoot. Depends on the song, but I love producing. Dayglow for sure. Yeah, I love Dayglow. Is your Pro Tools rig as glitchy as mine? Laugh out loud. If not, what are my computer specs? I have a brand new Mac laptop. My Pro Tools is a like an HDX system, so it's pretty ballsy. Mine never glitches. So I spent the money. Unfortunately, they always take my money. Sucks that you're not a part of it, but I appreciate your candor. Thank you very much, Charles. I appreciate it. I'm trying to be as transparent as I can. Again, like, I'm saying these things, but they're all true, and it's fact, and it doesn't hurt my feelings, and it's not even shit talk or anything like that. It's it's like, things happen, when you're not a part of a recording process. I will gladly say that I wasn't a part of it. So if Unearth's new record sells triple platinum, I will say, yeah, I left the band, and I'm on hiatus, and I didn't have anything to do with that record. Maybe the one song I did, so, but if not, it is what it is. So, yeah, I love those guys. They're, as I keep saying, they're my friends. I've known them since I was like 17, 18, 19 years old, or whatever it is. So I can't say, that I'm not bummed to not be with them, but I also have to be happy. And I want them to be happy too. There's nothing worse, and let's flip to everything. I'm talking about me a lot. There's nothing worse than having a guy in the band, say four to five guys want to do something, and have the one guy always say, no, I don't think we should do that. So in their view is, I'm holding them back, right? By saying no to things, and they want to do things, and vice versa. So it's a marriage. It's a marriage. When you're not touring, is there a minimum practice time you stick to? Is practice daily? To be honest with you, I should practice more, but I spend way more of my time learning material that I have to play on stage for upcoming tours, and writing. Like, I'm always writing, so that's very important to me. I continue to write if I am or am not in a band, so I keep up with that schedule more so than like Nodi, learning to sweep arpeggio or something like that. Really appreciate how candid and vulnerable you've been with the context of the Unearth situation. Not something you have to do, and shows authentically and how much you care about your fans personally. I do care about my fans, and I do care about them. That's the funny part, is that fans don't have to, like, they can pop up, and I just don't want to leave people in the dark. I see a lot of comments on my page and or the Unearth page, and people saying, like, is Ken out of the band? What's going on? Blah, blah, blah. There's no secret here. I mean, I am just not on stage with them. You can tell. I'm not playing shows, so someone has to say something. No one said anything. So I'm going to say, just philosophical differences and things of that nature have kept me from continuing to go on tour with them and writing music and being with the guys. So, there are a lot of stuff that's going on, personality-wise and stuff, and philosophy-wise, that I can't really disclose, but I'm just saying that no one's right, no one's wrong. I love those guys. Like, I'm going to go to their shows, and I'm going to hang out with them individually. I just choose not to be in a band doing certain things I don't want to do. And vice versa for them. They don't want to be in a band with a guy who doesn't want to do things that they want to do. Have you thought about getting jacked like Tim Lambesis? Yeah, because it's like, it's easy to do that. Tim's a big boy. He's a really strong guy, and you know, I work out, I play hockey, I do a lot of stuff. I'm on a diet right now. I'm working. I'm actually working, doing a program with one of Tim's good friends, Craig Goliath. You should check him out on Instagram. He's currently my coach, but I've been dropping some pounds, eating a certain way religiously. So needless to say, I'm miserable, but I'm slowly getting there. So yeah, maybe I will be as jacked as Tim someday, but not today, bud. Any new music you've been into lately, metal or otherwise? I'm into everything. There's so many cool. There's like different bands that just like stick in my head. There's a metal band that I really like, and they're not new per se, but I toured with them in 2018. Wow, they're called Wage War. I think they're one of the better bands that are out right now. Like bands like Turnstile, not new stuff, not groundbreaking stuff, per se, but those bands have stuck with me. As far as I love to take musical journeys. One of the bands that I like is this is a Japanese band called Otu Beaver or something like that. Otubo Beaver or something. Check them out. I believe it's like Oto Beaver. I don't know. They're cool. Like, I like that band a lot. I'm gonna go see them. They're gonna play Sinclair in Boston pretty soon, and I'm taking me and my one of my best friends, or Frank, are gonna go to the show and check them out. I did that once before with a band called Sloppy Jane, back when they were a little more punk rock, but that was a really cool show. I like a lot of different types of music, so I know that I'm like spitting off all these bands that you don't know. Well, some you do, some you don't, but like I listen to like a lot of different things. There's a band that I heard about a year ago that I'm into. They're called Pom Pom Squad. It's like a New York, like grungy kind of band. So they're pretty cool too. I met the drummer of that band a long time ago, and just always check out the projects. Hey, everyone who's on Instagram, please head over to Lord of the Rigs or Fishman's Twitch or Facebook, and participate in the conversation. I will put your questions right up on the screen. Can you please play Comfort Betrays? That song is so hard. I don't know all the As I Lay Dying songs yet. I wish I did. Let me answer one of these questions. To be honest, you got tired of small shows, and As I Lay Dying got you in front of real crowds and probably a better payday. So I love that question. Whoever just asked me that, I love that question, because people can be stupid. So someone just wrote, As I Lay Dying, the band, got me on bigger shows, and they gave me a better payday. So music, I am just going to be totally candid with you. I do other things other than music. Whether I'm working at Fishman or playing in a band, I've done real estate. I've done a number of different things. I invest my money. I am not worried about paydays and that kind of thing. So with that being said, money is not an object. Two, I didn't agree to doing the As I Lay Dying tour until things were final with Unearth. So to be honest with you, they asked me to be a fill-in in 2019, and I agreed to do it then. But I was also gearing up to do studio work with Unearth, and there was issues with the band. So I waited until I knew that I wasn't going to have a gig with a band before. So with that, I also happen to love As I Lay Dying and listen to them on the side. Now, mind you, there's only a few bands that I could possibly, in my brain, see myself playing in. And one of them would be Every Time I Die. I love those guys. I love Jordan, I love Andy, but I grew up with them. So, and I know the members of the band. Two, As I Lay Dying. Killswitch Engage. Lamb of God. I mean, I wouldn't see myself in Lamb of God because I got short hair and they're a metal band. But I'm just saying, those bands, to me, are bands I grew up with. All that remains would be a band that I could play in just because I know the guys very well. So, two, no, As I Lay Dying wasn't a choice. I wasn't saying, you know, I have to like a band musically as well. 3, do they play big shows? Yes, As I Dying plays really big shows, but that had no bearing on whether or not I was there to play for a band that asked me to play that I am friends with. And other bands that have asked me, I filled in with bands such as Combi Christ. I just got asked to do a tour in Europe with someone who makes no money, and I said I would do it for free. So to put that like comment to bed, no, it's not a payday. No, they don't play bigger shows, and that's why I'm choosing one over the other. There are legitimate things between bands that happen that I had to remove myself from, and vice versa. So we parted ways. I am on a temporary hiatus. I am not gone forever. Maybe I'll come back in 3 years. Maybe I'll come back in 3 months. I don't know. But what I am saying is to come out and say that I did it for money or I did it for a size of a concert, that's bull, because not every band stays big forever. You have to really love what you're doing in order to fill in with somebody or play with somebody. So I hope I answered your question, because that was like, I love seeing that online, because people have no idea. You live in a bubble. You have no idea what happens behind the scenes, and the decisions that some people really do have to make when it comes to their career in playing music. You will always be my favorite guitar player since I saw you with Unearth, where out of nowhere you slid onto the stage on your knees and grabbed my girlfriend and gave her a wet kiss. Good times. I'm sure that was a long time ago, and I don't know if I did that. But maybe I did. I don't know. I can't. 23-year-old me did a lot of strange things. Is it the direction they seem to be going in? I noticed they have been playing more stuff off of in the Eyes of Fire lately. I remember you saying you prefer a more melodic approach to their albums. That's part of it, but no, Eyes of Fire is a record that we put out. They're playing a lot of 3 in the Eyes of Fire because Mike Justin's back in the band, and I think a lot of people would expect to see that, right? So I think that's more. It's more so of like decision making and band stuff, as far as, you know, the day-to-day stuff. What tours to go on? What types of songs should we play? Should we take a break? Should we not take a break? Stuff of that nature. So that's what I mean by personal stuff. There's a lot of floating things that go around, and it even comes down to, like, you know, being backstage and making a decision on the set list, or how often do you hang out with the guys when you're on tour, or are you happy with the shows that you're playing? Are you happy with where you're sleeping at night? Are you happy where you're traveling? It's just a lot of different things, and you have to be all in order to be in a band. You can't just half-ass be in a band. So yeah. So let's see. Someone is asking on Instagram, wait, did he just say he's taking a break from Earth? I am currently, as you can tell, I'm on a hiatus with Unearth. I think that's no mystery at this point. I love the guys. I love absolutely everybody. And I wish them the best. And I am not going to be joining them live. I am still somewhat in the background, kind of. I mean, I haven't talked to many of the guys, but I am not in the band, and I am on hiatus. So I could rejoin in 3 years, or 2 months, or 3 months, or 10 years. I don't know what the time period is, but yeah, that's it. But I love those guys. I've been to 2 of their concerts. I saw them in Munich, and I saw them at Worcester Palladium. So I am, yeah, there's no problem between me and or the band. Favorite podcast interview you've done? I don't know. I don't have a favorite. I never really listen back to anything that I do like that. But I do like the ones I did with Doc Coyle on the X-Man podcast. I do. I I've done some with Jamie Josta. Did I see the? I'm assuming BDM means Black Dahlia Murder News. Yeah, I mean, they're continuing. I believe you're referring to continuing to play, obviously, without Trevor. Yeah, I mean, I saw that news, unless if there's news that I'm not aware of. Do what you gotta do, man. This is on Instagram. Could you least give us an unearthed solo. Give us an unearthed solo to bear the bad news. Do you know any Pantera riffs? I mean, yeah. Those are some Pantera riff. Let's see. I heard Nick Hippa joined and reform God Forbid. I heard Nick Hippa joined the Reform God Forbid last week, and I made a joke about a trade between you and them coming back is cool. Yeah, Nick. I think Nick was just filling in for God Forbid. I don't know if he's like in the reformed version of the band, and I don't think the God Forbid is going to continue playing a large amount of heavy volume shows. But I could be totally wrong. I don't know. I love God Forbid. I hope they do play a lot. And Nick Hippa plays awesome, so I think he was a good he was a good fit for that band. Oh, yes, that was forever ago. Lamb of God tour in Europe in the 2000s. Yes, and Ryan coming back. He's super sick. Favorite guitar mic for metal? Just a 57 in front of a vintage 30 is fine with me. Guys, I think we answered a lot of deep questions today. Unearthed questions and all that kind of thing. And Fluence up at the beginning of the live stream. Someone's writing on Instagram, I didn't see you live with As I Lay Dying, but the live videos I saw on YouTube were insane. You killed a man. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Just pre-ordered the Phil Scroso Sig, and I'm pumped. Yeah, Phil's guitar is actually really good. Equipped with a Fluence Modern humbucker. So yeah, guys, again, I'm gonna leave you with this. Live stream's great. Love doing this every single Wednesday. Love connecting with my fan base. Love talking to you all about Fluence humbuckers and pickups and everything. I saw Unearth last night, and the first thing I said was, "Where's Ken Susi?" Oh, thank you very much. You going to collab with Ben Eller? Maybe like on a pasta dish or something. Maybe we'll cook together. That guy shreds me. Would out shred me any day. So anyway, as I was saying, a lot of this stuff is is delicate, and all I'm gonna say is that I love Unearth. It's a big part of my life, big part of my past, and hopefully it'll be a big part of my future. I love all the guys in the band, and they're currently out on tour with Madball. I highly advise you see them play, enjoy the music, enjoy the show. I certainly am. I saw them in Munich. I saw them at the Worcester Palladium. I don't know what my future will be musically, but again, to answer that person's question, that I took a position in As I Lay Dying for bigger shows and more pay or whatever the heck that is, that couldn't be furthest from the truth. If anybody knows me as a person, I am not selling myself short to just play a gig or two in a good band. It's got to be a band that makes sense. It's got to be a project that I like, and that makes sense for me too. So that's the whole thing. I don't know what my future is. I am just kind of I'm the brand manager here at Fishman, and I'm also a guitar player, and I'm filling in with bands. My tour with As I Lay Dying went unbelievable, and I hope to play more shows with them in the near future. And if they ask me to be in the band, we'll see what happens. But all I'm gonna say is there's no plans for anything coming up now for anything, and I'm just living my life, and that's what I want to be doing, because there's certain things that I have seen and certain things that I've done in my career that I swore that I would never do, and I would never be a part of, and I currently still live by that, and I'm making my decisions as to the way I want to live my life and participate in being a band. Before I get off, hey Ken, this is my first comment here. Thank you so much for showing up. I've been a huge fan of yours for a long time, and I love you, and I still support you no matter what decision you make. That is very nice of you. I really appreciate your comment, And you know, so that's just the thing. I'm sorry, I'm reading some Instagram over here. Some guy's just like, did I misinterpret the headline? Ken Susi quits. Laugh out loud. Like some people, like, I feel bad for them. I really appreciate it. I am like, you know, I am on a hiatus with Unearth, and all the support in the world, like, I appreciate. And I appreciate you stopping by and saying this is the first time you've ever been here, and that that you support whatever decision I make. Anthony is writing. I appreciate it. Sorry for coming in last minute. Just want to say hi. Hope you're doing well. I'm doing great today. Much love, Ken. Same person. Been fan for years. Also, do you have a subscription on here? No, you know, thank you for asking that. I don't know what a subscription would necessarily entail on Instagram, and I feel like it's just like another way for Instagram or somebody to make money off of artists and people that are famous. I'm just gonna say that I'm gonna give out all my content for free. I don't have to set up a subscription here. I'm not doing this for money. I am not here on this Fishman takeover. Fishman allows me to connect with my audience and Fluence and the Fluence audience and all that good stuff. So this is why I come here, to connect with people. I am not here to sell a subscription. But if anybody has a question for me, pop in every Wednesday. Ask me questions about amplifiers, guitars, Fishman Fluence pickups, obviously. I am not here to make the $10 that Instagram wants to give me to start a subscription. So I appreciate you asking. I've seen other people do it, and I don't know if I'm necessarily too hip to it. I don't think it's my style. So guys, with that being said, let me just show you this real quick. Go to www.fishman.com. They have great acoustic, electric, MIDI, amplification, pickups. Fishman does it all. They make great products. I absolutely love working for Fishman. I love all their products. Even if I'm not very well versed in a pickup or an acoustic product, there is always somebody that knows something and teaches me something there and changes my life forever because of all the great products that they make. But anyway, with that being said, guys, I got to go to the Lamb of God, Kill Switch, Suicide Silence. They have so many rotating head openers, so I don't know who else is on the bill. But I'm very excited to see everybody tonight. And guys, I'll see you next Wednesday. This has been really fun, and I really appreciate everything. Talk to you all soon.